Good afternoon and welcome to the Public Service Commission of South Carolina. We are here for our regularly scheduled business meeting. It is Thursday, February 8th at 2 p.m. Let's take a roll call of commissioners. Present in the hearing room, we have Commissioner Justin Williams, Vice Chair Powers, Commissioner Carolee Williams, and Chair Belser. With us virtually, we have Commissioner Irvin, Commissioner Thomas, and Commissioner Caston. Before we begin with our agenda, I invite you to join me for a moment of silent reflection. Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Scarborough.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair and Commissioner, Vice Chair Powers and Commissioners. First item of business is to set the next regularly scheduled Commission business meeting. Staff recommends that the next meeting be set for Thursday, February the 15th, 2024 at 2:00 p.m.
We will set our next regular business meeting for Thursday, February 15th at 2 p.m.
Thank you. Item number 1 appears in docket number 2023-388E. This is a motion for admission pro hoc vici of Kristen M. Athens, Esquire, on behalf of Duke Energy Carolinas, LLC.
Commissioners, we've heard utilities agenda item 1 is identified by Mr. Scarborough. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Irvin is recognized.
Thank you. I move the commission grant the motion for admission pro hoc vici of Christian M. Athens, Esquire, filed on behalf of Duke Energy Carolinas, LLC. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Irvin. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, starting with Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams?
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers?
Aye.
Commissioner Carolee Williams?
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston?
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The motion carries.
Item number 2 appears in docket number 2023-379E. This is a request for approval of a contract for electric service between Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated and Mallard, LLC.
Commissioners, with regard to utilities agenda item 2, is there a motion?
Chair Belser, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Carolee Williams is recognized.
Thank you. I move that the Commission approve the contract for electric service between Dominion Energy South Carolina, Inc., Dominion Energy, and Mallard, LLC, Mallard, filed pursuant to South Carolina Code Annotated Regs 103-303. Authorization for rates and charges. Dominion Energy states in its letter dated November 9th, 2023, that Mallard's data center is a significant investment in South Carolina. The Office of Regulatory Staff, ORS, filed comments on January 30th, 2024, concerning the contract for electric service between Dominion Energy and Mallard following review of the discovery request issued to and answered by Dominion Energy. ORS states that it does not object to the approval of the contract. I move that the Commission find that the right to fully examine the associated cost, accounting treatment, and project activities for reasonableness and prudency during future appropriate cost recovery proceedings is reserved for ORS and any intervening parties of record, along with the Commission. The Commission further finds that Dominion Energy, ORS, and any intervening parties of record have full discretion to make recommendations concerning the rate-making treatment of the contract in future appropriate cost recovery proceedings. Further, to ensure Dominion Energy's retail customers are insulated from cost to provide service to Mallard, I move that Dominion Energy provide an annual reporting requirement related to the contract to demonstrate that the total cost of transmission facilities and the return on investment on the transmission facilities are completely offset by Mallard's rates and charges. I so move.
Thank you, Commissioner Williams. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Carolee Williams. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, starting with Commissioner Carolee Williams.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston?
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams?
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The motion carries.
Item number 3 is in dockets numbered 2023-8E and 2023-10E. This item involves a procedural schedule in these two dockets.
With regard to Utilities Agenda Item 3, as identified by Mr. Scarborough, is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Thomas is recognized.
Thank you. I move that the commission direct the clerk to reschedule customer public hearings in this docket due to the changes in the procedural schedule and hearing date in this matter as a result of the January 31st, 2024 supplemental 2023 integrated resource plan filing, which amended the Duke Company's 2023 integrated resource plan that was initially filed on August 15, 2023. I understand that the commission had one person register to speak at a customer public hearing originally scheduled for March 18th, 2024. I move that the clerk contact any customer ratepayer who may have registered to speak at a customer public hearing about speaking at a rescheduled customer public hearing closer to the new hearing date in these dockets, and after the pre-filing of testimony and exhibits, providing insight in the new and amended Integrated Resource Plan of Duke Energy Carolinas, LLC, and Duke Energy Progress, LLC, filed on January 31st, 2024. Further, the Commission acknowledges receipt of Duke's February 7th, 2024 letter indicating that all parties agreed to the Commission-approved procedural schedule, and the parties will respond to discovery related to rebuttal and surrebuttal testimony in these dockets no later than 10 days after receipt. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Thomas on the scheduling with regard to Utilities Agenda Item number 3. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, starting with Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams.
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers.
Aye.
Commissioner Carolee Williams.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 4 is in docket number 2023-361E. This is a motion from Dominion Energy South Carolina, Incorporated, to dismiss the complaint filed by Mr. Clyde Kennedy.
With regard to Utilities Agenda Item 4, is there a motion?
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Justin Williams is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, fellow commissioners, pursuant to South Carolina Code Annotated Regulation 103829B, I move that the Commission's clerk's office schedule an oral argument on the motion to dismiss filed by Dominion Energy South Carolina. I move that staff set up a motion status conference with the parties to discuss scheduling of the oral argument as soon as possible. I further move that the Commission maintain the current procedural schedule as set forth in the revised notice of hearing and revised pre-file testimony deadline letter dated January 5th, 2024 until further action of the Commission. So move, Madam Chair, and I have some brief comments.
Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Justin Williams. We'll now entertain discussion. I recognize Commissioner Justin Williams.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Bottom line up front, the goal of my motion is to bring the parties in for oral arguments as soon as possible. I'm even open to doing such remotely. I know we enjoy having parties come here in person. I know I do at least, but just to get the questions that exist out of the way, I'm open to having these oral arguments remotely to allow for the Commission to hear this matter as soon as possible to determine whether or not we need to move forward with the hearing. I'll take any questions from my colleagues.
Commissioners, any questions for Commissioner Williams or any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Justin Williams.
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers.
Aye.
Commissioner Carolee Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Commissioner, I respectfully vote no. I'm ready to move on the motion, but certainly appreciate your position, and I look forward to oral arguments as well, but I do vote no on the motion. Thank you. Chair votes no, but the motion carries.
Item number 5 is a docket number 2024-52E, which involves the procedural schedule in this docket.
With regard to Utilities Agenda Item 5, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, this is Commissioner Caston. I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Caston is recognized, and you're a little faint, but go
I
ahead.
move that the commission- Thank you. I move that the commission direct the clerk to instruct Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated to publish notice of the proceeding in docket number 2024-52E in newspapers of general circulation. This shall be in lieu of providing notice via bill insert or special mailing. Dominion Energy is also directed to publish notice of this proceeding via its website and other social and public media means utilized by the company to disseminate information to its ratepayers and the public. The clerk shall publish the notice of the proceeding on the commission website in addition to the DMS. All interested persons who want to intervene in this docket and participate as a party of record shall petition to intervene no later than February 28th, 2024. Deadline for interveners to file written comments in this matter is April 1st, 2024. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Caston. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Caston. Is there any discussion?
Chair Belzer?
Commissioner Carolee Williams?
Just a point of clarification. I believe we are considering this motion because of a timing issue for making a decision and incorporating any changes into the rates that, as I recall, have to do with a May 1st deadline. Can you confirm that, Commissioner Caston?
Yes, ma'am, that is the case.
Thank you very much.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, starting with Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams?
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers?
I vote aye.
Commissioner Carolee Williams?
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The motion carries.
Item number 6 is in docket number 2023-242E. This item involves changing the hearing scheduled for February the 14th, 2024 at 10 a.m., which currently is before a hearing examiner, to a hearing before the full commission on the same date and at the same time.
Commissioners, we've heard Mr. Scarborough identify utility item number 6. Is there a motion?
Chair Belzer, I'd like to make a motion.
Vice Chair Powers is recognized.
Thank you, Chair. I move that the commission grant the request of complainant petitioner Johnny Hedwin so that his complaint is heard before the full commission rather than a hearing examiner. The hearing will proceed as scheduled and will begin at 10 o'clock a.m. on Wednesday, February 14th, 2024, before the full commission. So move.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Vice Chair Powers. Is there any discussion?
Chair Belzer, I'd just have a couple of remarks.
Vice Chair is recognized.
Chair Belzer, for a while I served as a magistrate judge here in South Carolina, and I always ask a person if they had a lawyer and that they had a right to have one, but also made it clear they had a right to represent themselves. Mr. Hedwin has only a matter of about 6 days till this thing is heard. So if he doesn't get legal advice, at least I hope he'll have time to be prepared to go forward and be held at the same standard as an attorney would if he appeared here. But we will hear it on the 14th, and today I realize is the 8th, so that's a short amount of time.
Thank you, Vice Chair. I recognize that it is a short amount of time, but the hearing notice before the hearing examiner was certainly, that date was established a while ago, and 30 days notice that is required of a hearing that is required by the Administrative Procedures Act has been afforded. So it's just that it's going to be before the full commission rather than a hearing examiner, as he has seemed to indicate.
That's correct.
in
He
request.
should be prepared either way.
That's true.
Hearing officer or commission. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, starting with Vice Chair Powers.
Aye.
Commissioner Carol Lee Williams,
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Urban,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams.
Aye.
I vote aye. The motion carries.
Madam Chair, that completes the utilities agenda before the commission. Moving on to the motor carrier agenda, in Part A, we have 2 requests for new Class C certificates. Item A1 appears in docket number 2024-30T, which is the application of Low Country Family Transportation, LLC, for a Class C non-emergency certificate. And item A2 is in docket number 2024-31T, which is an application from Bryant Transit Solutions, LLC, for a Class C non-emergency certificate.
Commissioners, we've heard motor carrier agenda items 1 and 2, which are requesting new carriers to have a certificate as identified by Mr. Scarborough. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Irvin?
thank you. I move that the commission approve the applications for Class C certifications or certificates in items numbers A1 and A2. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Irvin. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Irvin. Is there any discussion on either item? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, starting with Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams,
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers,
Aye.
Commissioner Carol Lee Williams,
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries.
In Part B of the transportation agenda, we have 1 request for a waiver. Item B1 appears in dockets numbered 1994-354T and 2023-326T. This is a request from Mount Pleasant Limo for exemption from Section 58-23-80, Regulation 103-153.1 regarding vehicle placarding.
Commissioners, we've heard agenda item B1 as identified by Mr. Scarborough. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair, this is Commissioner Caston. I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Caston is recognized.
Thank you. I move that the commission grant the request of Mount Pleasant Limo to waive Commission Regulation 103-153.1 and to provide an exemption from South Carolina Code Section 58-23-80 regarding vehicle ID markings for Class C certificates and related penalties. The waiver of this regulation or rule is otherwise appropriate for this motor carrier. I move that the commission find that such waiver is not contrary to the public interest. I so move.
Thank you, Commissioner Caston. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Caston. Is there any discussion?
Chair Belser,
Commissioner Carol Lee Williams?
thank you. Commissioner Caston, I appreciate your motion, and I appreciate that that is traditionally how we have handled such requests for waivers. I have once before abstained, and so for this reason, I'm going to go ahead and clarify why I'm not going to be supporting this application. It has nothing to do with this particular application. It's just, for me, it's a question of conscience over how we make these decisions in general. So I just want to clarify and to perhaps help in the long run, set some ideas for clearer applications or standards for waiving in the future. I want an exemption or waiver like this to be done for good and fair reasons. The Code of Regulations in Chapter 103, 101.2 says the Public Service Commission may offer waivers to rules when strict compliance with any rules or any rule or rules produce unusual difficulty and is not in the public interest. This application and others like this applicant state that they intend to offer prestige transportation. They indicate they intend to serve the market with a high-end custom limo. The applicant is requesting an exemption regarding the vehicle ID markings, also known as placarding. It's my understanding from the code that the placarding requirement is that no carrier regulated by the Public Service Commission shall operate any motor vehicle upon the highways in the transportation of property or passengers for compensation unless the name or trade name, place, or principal office and the PSC ID number appear on both sides of such vehicle in letters and figures not less than 3 inches high. My concern is, what is it about this request that produces an unusual difficulty or is not in the public interest? Ask another way, if placarding is required for some, why is it not needed for a subset of motor carriers? These are questions not as much for this moment as to clarify my vote. Better definition within an application as to the unusual difficulty caused by placarding or why placarding is not in the public interest are the current requirements per our code and may help us to understand why a waiver is warranted in the future. Alternatively, we could have standards that could be more clearly defined. For these reasons, I'm not supporting this application, but I certainly understand that we've received many applications like this in the past. Thank you.
Commissioners, any further discussion on the motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Justin Williams first, and then Commissioner Caston.
Madam Chair, if you don't mind, I will defer to Commissioner Caston since he made the motion.
Commissioner Caston?
thank you, Commissioner Williams, and I certainly understand Commissioner Carol Lee Williams' thoughts and concerns. I would note that the Public Service Commission is currently reviewing motor carrier regulations too, so perhaps that would be a excellent opportunity to consider some of the concerns that Commissioner Carol Lee Williams has stated. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Caston. Commissioner Justin Williams?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Commissioner Williams, I appreciate you voting with your convictions, and this is not the first time that I believe this issue has come before us. My concern, and I understand exactly where you're coming from in terms of consistency, but my concern, though, is for applicant, you know, they base their filing on standard commission practice and on the regs and our statute, and traditionally when this request is made, it's granted. And if there's something that we need to do, I hope we hurry up and do it, because applicants shouldn't suffer based on something they have no control over. So I understand where you're coming from, but I am going to support Commissioner Caston's motion.
Thank you, Commissioner Justin Williams. Anything further, Commissioners, on discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, starting with Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Urban?
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams?
I vote aye.
Vice Chair Powers?
No.
Commissioner Carol Lee Williams?
No.
Chair votes aye. The motion carries.
In Part C of the Transportation Agenda, we have two requests to cancel certificates. Item C1 is in docket number 2017-102T. This is a request from Junk Hauling and Moving of Myrtle Beach Incorporated, doing business as College Hunks Hauling Junk and Moving, to cancel Class E Household Goods Certificate number 9839. And item C2 appears in docket number 2005-381T. This is a request from Hamilton Limo Service, LLC, to cancel Class C Taxi Certificate number 7654-A.
Commissioners, we've heard motor carrier agenda items C1 and C2 identified by Mr. Scarborough. Is there a motion?
Chair Belzer, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Carol Lee Williams is recognized.
Thank you. I move that the commission grant the request for cancellation of Class E and Class C certificates in items number C1 and C2 as listed by Mr. Scarborough.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Carolee Williams. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, starting with Commissioner Carolee Williams.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams,
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The motion carries.
Madam Chair and Commissioners, this concludes all business noticed before the commission today.
Thank you, Mr. Scarborough. As previously stated, we will hold our next regularly scheduled commission business meeting next Thursday, February 15th, 2024 at 2 p.m. I wish everyone a good afternoon, and with that, we are adjourned. Thank you.